Sorry. Sipping tea. There we go. Alright, let's see. Where else can we get to? Just find another island, I guess, and just head in that direction, and then hope there's actually something over there. Which there should be, but... God, it would really help if I did have a map. Maybe I should have started actually as the starting class who actually begins with a map. I don't know. Probably would have made it easier to home in on a pub or something. But then again, I feel like that would be kind of cheating a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? What else? In other news, again, still sticking with something that's quite a heavier topic, perhaps. I was actually on BBC News recently, and I came across an article, a longer read article, that kind of got my blood boiling again a little bit. So, do you remember quite a few episodes ago now on So You're Being Hunted, I did a topic of conversation that was the X-rated ethical question, that one, which was about basically internet pornography, and about how if you're producing pornographic artworks that feature the likenesses of actual real people, what are the ethics surrounding that? Well, basically, I encountered a BBC News article that sort of got me thinking again about that, and I suppose really, it's just kind of it's about the same sort of ethical questions, really. So basically, this news article, what it was talking about, there is a woman who is a campaigner against things like revenge porn, stuff like that, who recently discovered someone had been deep faking her face into pornographic videos. And whilst I, haven't seen the pornographic videos in question, I am assuming here that it was a convincing depiction, i.e. the way her face had been mapped onto figures, people who were in the actual video, was actually so convincing as to make it look like it genuinely was her. And this got me thinking again about that whole X-rated ethical question discussion I had about the ethics of using people's likenesses in porn. So this campaigner, of course, like I said, she was a campaigner against revenge porn, and one of her campaigns actually apparently forced Pornhub to have to basically remove a load of their content on their page. Hold on, let me just pause. Let me just pause talking whilst I travel west. So back in essence, she basically forced Pornhub to have to either remove a load of videos or block a load of them whilst they reviewed their content. Because apparently on Pornhub there was a shit ton of what was basically pornographic content, or content that was sexual in nature, but where the people in the video had not necessarily consented to it, or were unaware that it had been uploaded. So obviously there's been controversies about things like, upskirting videos, about people sort of furtively taking videos of sexually charged videos of one another without their consent and then uploading it. And of course, for disclosure, if you go back to my X-rated ethical questions episode, my view on this is pretty clear. I personally don't agree, with the idea of using someone else's likeness in a sexually explicit material without their explicit written consent, and B, when it comes to, producing any sort of sexually charged material, if you are producing anything that does not have the explicit written consent, and that is the sort of, completely free consent as well, not consent that's been coerced or manipulated in any way. If you are releasing and producing and releasing something that has no consent of that kind, or where the consent has been obtained through dubious means, then you're in the wrong, as far as I'm concerned, and you deserve whatever consequences end up flying in your direction. Because I think that's wrong. You shouldn't do that to somebody. That's a pretty shitty thing to do. You can basically fuck over someone's life and reputation by doing that. And So this BBC News article I was looking at, basically that's what had happened. This campaigner, her face had been effectively deep-faked onto these pornographic videos, and of course, as you can imagine, it was quite shocking for her, and it was quite scary because naturally some of the comments on those videos were quite frightful, because there were people basically talking about her in very demeaning ways. There were people making rape threats, death threats, all kinds of stuff. And what was kind of fascinating about this BBC News article was that apparently the journalist who wrote it actually did manage to get in touch with a guy, or was it a couple of guys? I can't remember. A couple of guys, it was either one or two guys who actually make a living off basically deep faking faces of celebrities and people in the public eye into porn videos and sharing it online. And it was kind of, how should I say, it was kind of scary in a way, because I don't know, just the way that they viewed the whole situation was kind of disturbing, to me at least, because their whole reasoning was that, oh, you know, we're not hurting anybody. And so their idea, part of their argument was A, oh, I don't see how this hurts anybody, and B, the other part of their argument was, oh, well, you know, all these people whose likenesses we're using, these are people in the public eye, these are celebrities, these are politicians, you know, oh, their whole career is in the public eye, so they should just accept that this is going to happen. Essentially, that's what it seemed to come down to. And I found that really kind of disturbing, personally, because, okay, sure, right? Yes, certain people in certain career fields, where they're in the public eye, you know, you could argue, okay, yeah, they're going to have to be prepared for people saying things about them. That's true, you know, they can't control that, certainly. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, if you're a politician, what you, on a kind of unspoken level, I feel like what you signed up for was a career where, yes, you're going to sometimes have to answer awkward questions about your policy agenda, about your decisions, things like that. You did not sign up for a position where someone might make sexually explicit material about you that is clearly not for the purpose of holding you to account. So I think this whole argument about, you know, oh, they're in the public eye, so they should just accept it, is a spurious one, because nobody signs up for that, right? Nobody signed up knowing that people would make sexually explicit material about them. Nobody signs up on that basis of just accepting. That is not an expression of consent to that kind of thing. And I think, really, that I mean, personally, the way I see it is, when people say that, you know, oh, these are people who are in the public eye, therefore they should just accept that, because, hey, they're not going to, you know, they're in the public eye. How are they going to avoid people talking about them in certain ways? To me, that is just a piss-poor excuse to try and absolve oneself of responsibility. And the thing is, to say that it doesn't harm people is, no, it's wrong. It does harm people. It causes psychological harm, psychological damage. It freaks people out. It's weird. So, yeah, just my views on that subject, ladies and gentlemen. But that BBC News article was a real sort of interesting read, and quite grim read as well. And like I say, it's not that I was unaware of that kind of thing. It's just that no matter how many times I read it, it is still kind of shocking and disturbing. At least that's how I find it, anyway. So yes, this is General Red taking away the mask for a second to say to you, don't be like those people out there, ladies and gentlemen. And do not engage in revenge porn or things like that either. That's another topic, actually, which I might as well talk about, since kind of the term has come up. No matter how much of a grievance you may or may not have perceived an ex-partner or someone to have done to you, there is no justification for releasing intimate imagery of them without their express, free, written, explicit consent. Okay, we've got a pub here, but I fucking need a weapon, because there's so many fucking robots by it that I can't actually get to it to start unloading some of my friggin' dormouse dead rats. Okay, there's got to be a fucking I don't know, a gun or an axe or something. Honey. No, it's not honey, it's marmalade. What am I doing? Just drink that up for the time being. Come on, there's got to be a revolver around somewhere here. There's a revolver ammo. Hold on, let me just take that. Please give me a gun. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to unload some of the rats into here. God, there's lots of items I could be picking up here, but I've got no friggin' weapon in order to clear out the pub that I need in order to be able to actually deposit some of this shit. God, there's a lot of good stuff actually in this village as well, isn't there? Alright, round here then. Traps. It's no good to me. I need a gun. I need a gun, I need a gun, I need a gun. Give me a gun. Because I really don't want to take on that many robots back there with just a friggin' axe or something. Right, well, we'll just try and make a mental note that that pub is there. Oh, God. Alternatively, I need robots to maybe kill each other, and maybe then I can pick up a shotgun or something. Let's go and check out this mansion. Doesn't look like there's anyone around it, so maybe we can go over there. Because sometimes you get dynamite and stuff from mansions. So perhaps we'll find something in there we can take to the pub, blow a load of robots up. Maybe use some bottles to actually get them all clumped up in one location. Vaporise them all. Oh god, there's a freaking white rabbit in there as well, and another alarm clock. Well, just make a mental note that it's there. That's all we need to do. Christ. Come on. Oh, come on, you've got to give me a weapon, seriously. I need a weapon. There's no weapons here! Oh god. Okay, we've still got just under half an hour of this challenge left, so we've still got plenty of time. There's still time to find something just yet. Alright, so we are on the West Island, that's what I've got to remember. Surely, right? There's got to be something in one of these buildings. A gun, dynamite, an axe, something. Something that I can use as more ammo. Okay, even more revolver ammo. Let me just deposit some freaking rats again. So I've got a bit of space. Freaking robots, there's like so many of them just knocking around. Obviously because I've been going for a certain amount of time. Fuck me, can you give me a revolver, please? A revolver would be nice. And why are there so many hunters just everywhere here? Son of a bitch, there's nothing in there. Alright, I'm out. I'm going. Just follow this path, maybe there's another village off in this direction somewhere. Potentially. You know, this path goes straight through the water. Wasn't that lovely? Come on. There's got to be a gun around somewhere. It's just that without a gun, I'm not going to be able to clear away anyone from around that pub, which is a problem. Ah, church. Oh, actually, then again, you don't really ever get weapons in churches, do you? Not in this game, anyway. I mean, if I have to go to another island, then I will do. That's fine. I mean, if the worst comes to the worst, we might just have to charge into that pub to one of the doors, just deposit some of my stuff in one of the doorways before time runs out, and then hope that we don't get shot to pieces in the process. That might have to be the thing that we do, I don't know. Or maybe just use our bottles to throw some friggin', well, get a distraction, essentially. That's always a plan, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, well, you know what? Fuck it, we're going to have to head to another island here. I mean, if there's a pub on another island that's just unoccupied, not occupied by robots, that actually could be good. Drink some more tea whilst I'm at it. Alright, through here, ladies and gentlemen. Over this way, please. Good lordy Lou. Alright. I must say, by the way, I am... these days I am... I do find myself sometimes struggling to come up with new ideas for challenges in Sir. I know I do have a Word document with a load of ones in, but some of them, I don't know, haven't really taken my eye, and some of them I think are a bit basic. I don't know. I kind of prefer my challenges to have a bit more flair to them, be a bit more imaginative and all that. But of course, I've done so many, you know, robot slaying challenges, item collection challenges, things like that. I do wonder how many more variations on these things can I do. I suppose really what I'm trying to say is I'm ready for Sir You're Being Hunted Reinvented Edition to come out. Because the thing is, as far as I'm aware, it's still set for a 2022 release, but there's just been no news on it in the meantime. Yeah, there's been no news on Being Hunted Reinvented Edition as far as I know at present, so I imagine Den of Thieves will come out with something fairly soon. But yeah, it's just... yeah, I can't really say anything else because I don't really know. That's the unfortunate thing. But yeah, I am ready for a Reinvented Edition to come out. Because the thing is, you know, my Being Hunted series has been going for so long. I think it could do with, you know, a bit of new life breathing into it at some point. I do feel that Reinvented could be the thing that breathes that new life into it. But hey, I'll just have to keep an eye on my Steam wish list for when it eventually appears. Here we go, there's another jetty right over here, that's good. We didn't have to actually go far before we found this one. That's fantastic. This will be the South Island by the looks of it. Can't remember what biome I actually set that to. We'll see, we'll see. Because we've had a fence biome, we've had a industrial biome. This might be a castle one. Which, ooh, I don't really know if we'll find much on this one, but will there be a pub on a castle biome? Because come to think of it, I don't recall whether you really get pubs on castle biomes either. I know sometimes you get pubs on mountain biomes, which is the one island that I think we haven't been to. That is a fucking Sturmgeschütz over there, just as well I didn't bring the tank forward. Oh god. Watch it, boys. Get behind that fucking cover, maybe. Oh no, actually. Doesn't fire on those things, oh god. Right, let me just draw the fucking Sturmgeschütz, and I'll get on the back of it. As you do. Shit, that's gonna hurt. Right, he's out. Get him. Hold on, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Right, get that fucking bomb in there. That's the stuff. Just keep circling it as you do. Right, let me off. Back to cover. Oh god, don't get stuck. Right, tank's out. That's the good news.